All right. So let's talk about Planner. We are going to go ahead and get started. We are just at the top of the hour. My name is Jon Balter. I will be your presenter for today. I will be teaching you guys a little bit about Planner. Um, just some housekeeping rules before we get started. Everybody, of course, is muted, but we do have a Q&A at the top that you can use. I am going back to a live event. I'm going to try it like this. I actually like the webinar better than the live event, but I thought I would give live event one more shot. But I think next training class, I am going to go back to the webinar layout. I kind of like the more interactive piece than this live event. But if you do have questions, the Q&A is open. You can go in there and put whatever question you have, and we can answer it for you. Somebody was asking earlier, why aren't we starting? It's 11 o'clock. I don't know where you're located, but it's 11 o'clock just now Central Time, and that's when we're getting started. So Planner is part of the Microsoft 365 package. It was created to kind of bridge a gap. So it really bridges a gap in Microsoft. So in the Microsoft world, we have tasks, which are part of Outlook, and there's a task manager, and there's even a 365 task. So we have that tasks, and then we have project way up here, right? So this is made for project teams, and it's got a project portfolio manager. It's a really tough software to learn and grow into. And so in between tasks and projects, they created this planner, which is for work management, and really kind of it's an ad hoc team kind of thing. It's right in between the two. So tasks are kind of personal. Project is kind of way overblown. So Planner came in here to really kind of be that piece in the middle for us. And I really think it's a powerful tool. It can be used in a ton of different ways. We have a whole hour today to talk about it, which is probably more than enough time. We'll probably get done within 30 minutes. I'll give you back some of your day. But it's actually a really great tool to get from when I have tasks that need to be divided between multiple people, or I need visibility between multiple people. It works really great. So, the first question everybody always asks is, how do I get to Planner, right? Well, you go to your office.com, right? Log into your 365 account. I've already logged in for this demo account. And then up here in the top corner is our application launcher, what I like to call the waffle iron, because it's kind of what it looks like, a little waffle iron, right? And I push on that, and I see Planner for myself, but if I didn't see Planner, I might have to click all applications, and then Planner would be listed. I can actually search for it too if I'm kind of one of those people who doesn't like to scroll down. And then once I'm in Planner, it opens up my Planner hub. This is actually the name of the user I am. I'm the demo room, so I am the demo room. So there's my demo room, and there's actually a Planner app. So if you want to get an app for your Android or iPhone, you can get that app. I'm going to close that window just so it's out of my way. And then these are all the plans that I have been associated to. So a plan is just basically something we're planning on doing, right? It's a project. It's something that's out there. So if I was to create a new plan, and I can either make the plan public for anybody in my organization, or I can make the plan private for only members I add. And then there's an option down here to add like a description for whatever the plan is. So you can make these plans anything that you absolutely want, and they can be as simple and as small as you want, or as big as you want them to be. They can be anything from, take out the trash, right? I gotta spell it right, to, roll out new HR policy, right? That's probably a pretty good one. I like that a little bit. Let's just create a little plan around rolling out a new HR policy, right? So I'm going to make this private because I don't want everybody to know about it in the company yet. So I'm going to create the plan as private. And then once I'm in the plan, I can see now I can add these new buckets, right? So a bucket like is to do, or, you know, with management, right? Or it can be conference calls, right? Let's do conference call 1. Let's do company-wide, right? So these are for company-wide stuff. And you know what? I don't like the conference calls anymore. Let's call this, you know, let's add another one for management, right? So these are tasks that I would do for managers. These are tasks that I would do for the company-wide, and I could just add those tasks in there. So if I needed a company-wide one, sooner or later, I'm gonna, you know, send out new policy would probably be a task. I would set a date. I could say, you know, I want to do this by, you know, normally new policies have to roll out before the first of the year. So I'm going to set the, you know, the date out to be December 31st. And I'm going to assign this task. So my HR person's name is Colleen Jarbo. So I'm going to give it to her. She's going to be real excited to have this task. And I'm going to add the task. And now she's got this little task. And that's how easy it is. And it just sent her an email saying, hey, you've been added to this and you've got some tasks to go do. So if I open up this task, I can see new things in here, right? So I probably want to tell Colleen that this is just a demo, right? So demo information, so she doesn't freak out that we're doing some new policy. And as I'm typing, it's actually saving. So I don't have to click save or do anything there. It's just going to save as it goes along. I can say that, you know, this is in progress or when it's completed. I can say if it's, you know, this one's going to be important, right? This is probably the important one. And then if I want to add a label to it, like red, and then what do I want the label red to be? I want that to be important, right? And then maybe I want a tab that's green and I'm going to say company-wide. So you can add all these little tags in there. And what the tags look like is right there at the top. So it kind of just gives it some color coding. And if you need to do any filtering, you can find them super easy that way. I can look at this as a board or I can look at it as a chart, right? So the chart looks a little different. It says, you know, how many tasks do you have? What's in progress? What's late? What's completed? You can see everything right now is in one bucket. So it's all in the company-wide bucket. And I can scroll down and, you know, who's a member in here and what's assigned to each member. Right now, it's only Colleen, right? So it makes it really easy. If I needed to come back here to the boards, I can come back. And there's my board. And so let's add a conference call 1. Set up first Teams meeting with managers, right? I'm going to set a date. I'm going to do this by tomorrow. I'm going to assign this. I'm going to assign it to myself. Sure. I'm going to add the task. Now, if I go into my tasks, I have this new rollout in the not started section. Makes it really easy. One of the nice things about this is I can actually grab it. And if I want to move it to in progress, I can just put it over there. And then when I open it up, it's now going to say that it's in progress. So I didn't have to go in here and change it to in progress. I can just drag and drop it to in progress. And so let's say I set up that meeting for everybody and I completed it. I can just click the completed task and boom, it moves it over there for me. So these are all my tasks. This is my task hub, so I can see all the tasks that have ever been assigned to me, all of them. So these are the recent ones. So let's take a look at this one here that I created earlier called Master Using Planner, right? So this is one I put in. I actually uploaded an image in here, so you can add images to here, and you can see that I show everyone. So I can open this up and it says, tell everyone about the tips and tricks on YouTube for Excel. So on our YouTube channel, guys, we have a tips and tricks for Excel. So I have now completed my task. I did it today, so I'm just going to check it off. Done. Boom. You can see it puts a line through it, scrolls down. If there's some suggested attachments that I may want to put on there, it'll let me suggest those attachments. But I can attach anything I want in here. So if I click the attachment button, it'll say, well, where do you want to get it from? Do you want to get it from this computer? Do you want to get it from Teams? Do you want to get it from a URL? So if I just want to get it from this computer, there's my little browser. I can browse out. Let's see what pictures we have, if we have any. I don't think we have any. All right, no pictures on this computer. Yeah, I don't think there's much on this computer. So, demo examples. So there, we'll put a test, a Word document test. And now everybody that's in this can see that. And I can show it on the card, which is kind of cool. So if I show it on the card, by the way, it disappeared because it was completed. It'll show up here on the card for me. I kind of like the picture better to show on the card though. So I'm gonna flip it back and there's the picture. So what is this task about OneDrive? Well, it was assigned to me also. And it doesn't have a description in there. It doesn't have a checklist. Let's add a checklist. So talk about OneDrive. Tell people about YouTube. Tell them we have a solution to move to OneDrive, right? Man, this is really hard stuff. So now I just made a checklist, right? I'm going to show it on the card. I'm going to click off of it. And now I got these things to go through. So guys, there's a program called OneDrive. Done. I've completed that task. Tell people about YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel for Seamless Solutions. Happy you go subscribe. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join us on YouTube. We have a whole bunch of fun training classes like this. So if you want to learn more, it's a great way to learn more. And tell them about solutions that we have. So we at Seamless Solutions are a managed service provider, and we can help you move your files from your file server out to OneDrive or SharePoint, or a combination of the two is actually the best way to go. You get 1 terabyte of SharePoint included with your Microsoft 365 package, and that's great. And then additionally, every user who has a basic or a basic or standard or E3 license, depending on your license, 1 terabyte of OneDrive space, which is a ton, right? So it's great. So, and we have a solution to help you move out there. So if you need our help for doing that, we can help. And then I'm going to check that one off. Notice it doesn't complete the whole task. So if I want to complete the task, I can come in here and say complete it too. So, right, just different ways to complete the task. I can copy or move or copy a link for this task. So if I want to copy a link for the task, I can copy it, and then I can click on it and it'll take me back to that link at any time I want. So it's just a URL. So if I open that up in Notepad just to show you, got to type in Note. Oh, it did open. That's what that URL looks like, right? It's huge. It's task.office. This is my company's URL that we use, our home, our task, and then it uses out the full extension of what time it was created and all that kind of good stuff. But it's a URL. If you try to copy that URL and give it to somebody who's not inside your company, they won't be able to get in. Now that we've completed some tasks, we can come over here and we can see that now we have 2 completed tasks. Let's say I had a task though. Let's add a task. Go overdue, right? So I can set this to back. I can assign it. I'm going to give it to Jeff. Sure. and add the task. Now you can see it's red here, and if I come into my chart, man, it really points out that there's a red task that he needs to go complete. He'll get an email that says a task was assigned to him, like this. Oh, this is the one that welcomed me to joining the master user planner. And then when a task is assigned to you, you'll get an email. And when any task is updated, you'll get an email too. So that was your current task is due. Hey, you've been assigned a task. So it kind of sends you emails to keep you up to date on what's going on. So nothing's secret, right? Nothing's hidden from you. There's an Apple one. Can't have that on a Microsoft training. Man, it's horrible. So really easy to use software. You can look at a schedule, so you can see when things were due on a calendar. There's 3 more dots here. Anytime there's 3 more dots, we can see more things. So we can look at the members of this group, right? So here's the members that are a member of it. Anybody I invite then becomes a member. If I go to files, I can have files in my tasks. Notice how this is opening up other locations, right? Where are these locations? So Planner is using all the other functions of 365. It uses SharePoint, it uses Outlook, it uses all these other functions to make one location for doing tasks and controlling a plan, which is kind of cool. So that, when I went, remember those, that's that Excel file, and that's that test document I uploaded. So any document that got uploaded to it, they're all stored for me in one location. I have a notebook here. What do we think Notebook's going to probably use? Probably going to use SharePoint also. It's going to use the OneDrive or OneNote inside of SharePoint. So you can see it's a SharePoint site, but it's OneDrive or OneNote. I always want to say OneDrive, OneNote, sorry. And then if you haven't used OneNote before, it's really easy, but it's kind of cool. It's just a notepad. This is a notepad. And then you can create all kinds of notes in here. You can draw in here, I want to draw. Put a little smiley face. We're having a great day. Yay! Go team. Change your color. Oh, we got to make a yellow sun. Every time you got to make a yellow sun like they do in New Mexico. There we go. Since you can see it's actually saving as we're going along. So even if I close it out, it'll say, oh, we haven't saved your changes yet. Give it a second, it'll save them, and then now I can just close it. So I don't have to save. It's really nice, convenient. Everything's saving as it goes along. I haven't seen any questions, so I guess you guys are understanding everything I'm putting out there. If you do have questions, remember there's a Q&A section in there. You can just click on that Q&A and put a question out there. So we can go back to our Planner hub. We can go to My Tasks. We can say I don't have any tasks assigned to me anymore because we've completed them all. I completed all my tasks. This is when they were scheduled. I can even add my tasks to my Outlook if I want to my Outlook calendar if I need to. So some cool little features that are in here. Let's go back to that rollout HR. So I assigned that to Colleen. I guess she's not going to check off on it. I completed a task. Let's assign myself another task. Oh, by the way, you can copy this entire plan. So if you do things over and over and over and over and over and over again, you can just copy the whole plan. You can export it to Excel. You can copy a link to the plan. Remember those links that we were showing you before? Really easy. Let's add a new task. And this is where people run into things, they'll click off of it and the task never added, right? They'll type in here and then it's not ready to add the task until I click that add task. So let's say, so I'm going to show you an overdue, but that's assigned to me. I'm going to make it overdue, assign it to the demo floor, add the task. And now if I go into my tasks, right, I have this task. It's telling me, hey, it's overdue. Might want to deal with it. I can mark it as, hey, I'm in progress. I can change the date. They're crazy. I'm never getting done by then. And now it doesn't show up like that. Once again, when I complete it, it does hide your completed, so you have to expand that little chevron there to show them. Any questions, guys? No questions so far? Oh, we got 2 new questions. So why would I assign a task instead of emailing this? Well, if I wanted to be able to track a more complicated piece, so, you know, what could be a task that's like that? So let's see, you know, so I need everybody to sign a document. I can set a due date of the 1st of the month. I can add the task, and then I can come in here, right, and I can assign this task to multiple people. And then they're all going to get that task, and then they can each sign it, and I can say, you know, Jeff completed, or, you know, I can, it's not going to be necessary to send an email to say, hey, you have a task to go to get done. And then when they get done, I don't have to check up with them. When they check that off, it's going to be done for them. I can copy that task and assign it to multiple people. They can check off on their one section. They can add notes in here. So if it's a more complicated piece, that's why you would want to do it. Could I show the export to Excel feature? Sure. So I have to be actually in the task. When I'm in my task, I'm seeing every task. Now I'm just seeing just the one, and then I can click on those 3 dots and then export plan to Excel. Sorry, I got to wait for it to finish. And it's done. There's my file. And there's the export. And so it gives it this weird number. And then there's each task. Kind of a start date, end date, completed by, all that kind of good stuff. The file within Planner. I don't understand that question. The file within Planner. I'm not sure who posted that one. It says anonymous. Oh, cool, Craig. I'm glad you got that. The file within Planner. Oh, files. It's just basically if I need a task, like send out a new policy. Well, sooner or later, part of this is actually going to be a document, right? It's going to be, you know, what our new policy is, right? So that's a great example, right? So if I had a Word document, I'm just going to open up this test one. I'm going to save it as a different name. I'm going to save it as file, save copy as new company wide, right? So now I have a new company-wide policy. Well, instead of sending this to everybody and everybody working on their own, I'm going to upload it here, and then we're all going to edit it together, right? So I'm going to come in, I'm going to make my edits. I'm going to say, this is for our company, Seamless Solutions, and this is the awesome policy, right? I don't come up with good things. And then, we're rolling it out January 1st, whatever, right? So whatever edits I make, and it's saving it as I'm going along, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I can just close it out. But now anybody who needs to edit that document, it's right here in the planner, so that we know that when we're ultimately sending this out, this is the one we're going to send out. So by the way, when I added this and I add information to this, it's sending updates saying, hey, things have changed with your stuff to anybody that this is assigned to. So if I say in progress, it'll send her that it went from not started to in progress. I can show anything I want on the card, but you can see you're kind of limited with what you can't have multiple things showing. But maybe this is more important to me than showing the file. But if I show the file, there's no real image for that file. Refresh and see if it does populate one. Yeah, it's just going to be the Word document. Yeah, multiple people can update that file at the same time. Absolutely. If I had myself, bam, Jon Balter, sign an ad. All right. Okay. So I am going to go open that on my computer where you guys can't see it. Sorry, I actually have a lot of. All right. Now I'm going to open up that file. So you can see I'm actually editing from another computer. And then as I'm making those edits, they're showing up for the other person. So yeah, multiple people can then edit the same file at the same time. So you can edit at the same time. And I can see what they're editing, and it makes live edits really cool. Makes things real easy to do edits at the same time. Can a member delete the file by mistake? Yes, but it can be restored. I can remove it from the task, which I just did on my computer. I'll show you what it looks like on this computer. So I removed it from the task. But if I go back to files, it's still there. It just removes it from the task. It doesn't actually delete it. Even if you came in here and depending on your privileges, deleted it here, there is a restore you can restore it back from. There's a backup for 30 days. So you can pull it from the recycle bin after it's already there. Can you output the plan to PowerPoint death by slides? No. As far as I know, not that I'm aware of at this point. Not that I've seen. No. You can change the background if you want. That's what I'm showing you right now. So like, I want something a little fancier. See if they have anything festive. There we go. That's, you know, some color. That's just in the planner settings. There aren't many settings. You can change notifications, right? So, you know, someone's assigned a task, email, mobile push, a task is assigned to me, right? Send email to group when task is assigned or completed. So you can check that off. Just the basic settings, right? There's not a whole lot of changes that you can do in here. You can delete the whole plan as the admin of the plan, the owner of the plan. Can it be done without SharePoint setup? I didn't set anything up in SharePoint. This is all of Microsoft 365 now works integratedly, so it auto sets up your new SharePoint for you. This SharePoint site that I went to literally set itself up as we created that. You saw me create the rollout. I created that. It created a SharePoint site. I didn't do that. It did that all on its own. That's just part of how 365 works now. So it works really easily. Go back to charts. So as more things get completed, more tasks are added, you know, your charts get more complicated, which is really nice. I don't know if Colleen's on board, but she could go check stuff off if she wants. You can filter things, group by bucket, right? By labels, right? Do you remember our labels that there were? So there's the important label, the company-wide label. So you can group it by labels. It's really nice. That's why you have labels, really, is just to group things. Assign to, so we know Colleen has a task and I had a task. But any kind of project that you have, something that's coming up, you know, it really works great for multiple people working together. If it's just a one person task, but the boss wants to know about it, the boss can set it up, send it to the employee, and they can follow the task along the process and make sure it gets updated. It's really just a great way. And then when you're done with a task, you can just delete it. So you don't have to keep it. So this whole plan can be deleted, right? I don't like it anymore. I understand it's a permanent deletion. I have to acknowledge that. By the way, people that are just in there, that are just added in, they won't have that same type of privilege. So let me show you that on mine. plan is this rollout? Make sure you guys can see that screen. So if I go to plan settings, notice there's no delete for me. I can change some things because I'm an admin in the system, but I can't delete the plan because I didn't create it. The demo floor created it. Colleen couldn't delete it. Now, as an admin, you can always override that and take control of the plan, and then, then you can do whatever you want. Power of the admin, right? Is to make yourself a member. I'm not going to show you how to do that though. Sorry. You can see the members, the plan itself, the charts, right? The schedule. So if you had like 400 tasks, this becomes really important. If you got 10, it's not bad. It's quick and easy. It's not hard to set up. Doesn't take an IT guy to do. Everybody can create their own plans. So it makes it really nice. Any other questions? And I know I'm dismissing your questions. Don't think that I'm not trying to answer. I don't want to type out the answer. I'm just talking the answer through, I hope. If I haven't answered your question, please ask it again. Does anybody have a task or a plan that they would need to implement? But I mean, it can be anything from find a new cleaning service. I did this recently, so. And maybe you just want to do it for yourself. You don't even want to do it for anybody else. And let's say, get list of requirements. I need this done by this date, and I can assign it to myself, right? And the reason why it looks different is because over here, I told it to show it to me by assigned and not, or in progress, or due date, or by bucket, right? So if you don't like the buckets, you can use the assign to. I like assign to. I don't really care about buckets. I think of them all as one big task. So what do I care about the bucket? If you had a huge project, I could see buckets being popular, but can you add outside members like customers or vendors? It's a great question. I'm not 100% sure. I can try. So like all good people, I have a Gmail account, so I hope you guys don't start spamming my Gmail account, but oh. Nope. Will not let me assign it to outside people. It's only for internal. I didn't think so. Nope. Has to be internal. Great question, though. One I didn't know the answer to. Oh, by the way, it's real easy to unassign things, right? So if it was assigned to the demo room and I didn't want it to be assigned to them, I just exit out. and then it's unassigned. You know, you can add pictures to these to make them more colorful. And all you have to do is attach the picture file. This is a proposal, right? So there's our proposal image. Kind of makes it nice and pretty. You can always make up internal people. You just have to create them and don't assign a license key to them. Yeah. I was just trying an email address because that's, you know, you can use emails in here to pull up your internal people. Ah, so Craig says you can give that access out. I haven't tried that yet, so I'll publish this out for everybody. So you can grant access in Planner. Was not aware of that. So there is a way you can use outside people. You just have to grant the access in Planner. Take a look at that real quick. Got a couple minutes. Not sure where that's at. I will look for that later. That looks like a more complicated look. So the Planner, pretty powerful, pretty easy to use. Remember, drag and drop things to assign them. You know, in progress, right? I want to complete it. I want to make it in progress. I can drag and drop it and do it in a whole bunch of different ways. Pretty cool stuff though. Really easy to use, really functional. You know, if there's a task or a plan pretty much that you need to follow through, that's what Planner's for. And there is a Planner app, which is really, you know, that you can put on your phone and all that kind of stuff. I can click on it. It's just going to just tell you, you know, do you want to send this to your phone? No, I really don't. But or you can go to the App Store and just download it, either Google Play or the App Store on Android or Apple. If you want to make it a favorite, you can click on favorites, and then it's going to stay at that top favorites button, so it doesn't just show up down here. You don't have to dig for it when you end up with a whole bunch of plans. Sometimes having a favorite's a good one. When I'm done with a plan, you know, you can leave it out there. You can remove it from your favorites, or you can just get rid of it. I mean, if you're really done with it, it's not anything important. Well, cool. That's all I have for you. Oh, I got one more question. Nice. Guest access to Microsoft Planner. There it is. I published that out for you all. I will. It's because I have it restricted for my groups not to go outside. So you have to go turn your groups on to allow them to go outside, and then you can go through it. And then it tells you what guests can actually do. Create tasks in buckets, yes. Edit fields, yes. Attach a file, yes. However, admin must allow blah, 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 more access. Invite guests, no. Comment on a task, yes. Create a plan, no. Delete a public plan, no. Right, so there's all these no's. So make sure you know what you're getting into. Microsoft is spending more and more time working on 365, so that's really the growth place. If you're not on 365 today, let me know. We can absolutely help you convert and move over to that. No, man, thank you for helping me out there. I appreciate that. So if you want to do guest access, there's the Microsoft article on it. Just a permission setting. Like most things are, they're just permission settings. Yeah. Lots of reading there. I don't want you to have to read all that. All right, guys, if there are no more questions, then I am going to let you have back, I guess, the last 10 minutes of your hour. Any other questions or any other concerns? If not, I really appreciate everybody coming, and I hope you guys have a great day, a great weekend, and maybe a great Thanksgiving if you're here in the U.S. I know that last conference we had people from all over the world, so I am also not going to do this on the streaming piece again. I think I'm going to go back to the webinars where we're a lot more interactive. So I will post a new one out for December. If I haven't decided what we're going to focus on, but we will find something fun to talk about and work on. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for joining me.